Welcome back to BIM Heroes Radio. This is Episode 6. Where we're going to be focusing on team building and collaboration.
Ooh.
And it just so happens to perfectly align with Week 6 of our Leadership Development Program.
Nice.
We've got some fantastic insights lined up for you today from various members of our BIM Heroes community.
Excellent.
And, thinking about it, understanding team dynamics,
Yeah.
it's kind of like observing a living organism evolve.
Right.
And knowing the different stages of that evolution
Okay.
can really be a game changer when it comes to leadership.
Totally agree.
So let's just jump right in
Yeah, let's do it.
with Nicoleta Panagiotidou,
Okay.
founder and managing director at BIM Design Hub.
Mm-hmm.
And she reminds us about Tuckman's model.
Tuckman's model.
Storming, norm, performing, and adjourning.
Yeah.
We hear about it a lot.
Yeah, we do.
But have you ever stopped to think about where your team is
right
now on that spectrum?
That's such a good point. It's easy to just nod along,
Right.
right? But actually applying the model to your own team can be incredibly revealing.
For sure.
Like, for example, if you're in that storming phase, you might be seeing a lot of conflict or pushback.
Oh, yeah.
And it can be so tempting to try to just shut that down.
Totally.
But what if
Right.
we viewed it as a necessary part of the process?
Yeah.
Like that old saying, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Right.
A little friction can actually spark some pretty innovative ideas.
Absolutely.
And that's where the leadership comes in.
Yeah.
It's about channeling that energy, creating a safe space for healthy debate,
Okay.
and guiding the team towards those constructive solutions.
Love it. And Nicoleta also highlights that not every team makes it to that performing stage.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really important reality check.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometimes we set these unrealistic expectations
For sure.
that teams should be just humming along perfectly
Right.
all the time. But setbacks are inevitable.
Absolutely. And that's where resilience comes in.
Yes.
A great leader recognizes that setbacks are actually opportunities for learning and growth.
I like that.
It's about helping the team analyze what went wrong,
Okay.
adjust their approach, and come back stronger.
So true. Now, Vishal Bose takes a slightly different angle.
Okay.
He focuses on the practical steps involved in building, leading, and maintaining effective teams.
Okay.
And one of the key ingredients he highlights
Yeah.
is diversity.
Of course, like assembling a superhero squad.
Right. Yeah.
You don't want a team of all Ironmans.
Right.
You need the different skills and perspectives that each hero brings to the table.
For sure.
It's about recognizing that everyone has unique strengths.
And Vishal stresses the importance of clear communication
Oh, absolutely.
as that glue that holds everything together.
Yeah.
He talks about creating a sense of belonging,
Uh-huh.
making sure everyone feels heard and valued,
Mm-hmm.
and ensuring that everyone is moving towards those shared goals.
Right.
Speaking of goals,
Yes.
he makes this great point
Okay.
about connecting individual objectives back to the bigger picture.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I love that idea.
Yeah.
It's like a puzzle, right? Each piece has its own unique shape and purpose.
Yeah.
But they all fit together to create a complete image.
Right.
When team members understand how their individual contributions
Yes.
fit into that overall goal, it creates a sense of purpose and motivation.
Absolutely. And it brings us to the topic of trust.
Okay.
Vishal emphasizes the importance of building trust
Yeah.
by encouraging cooperation
Mm-hmm.
and valuing individual contributions.
Of course.
He actually uses this great analogy.
Ooh, I like analogies.
Leaders should invest in their team members' skills
Okay.
as if they were investing in valuable stocks.
I love that.
I thought that was really clever.
Yeah, it really drives home the point.
Right.
When you invest in your team,
Yeah.
you're investing in the future of your organization. Mm-hmm.
You're creating a culture where people feel valued, supported, and empowered to grow.
And that brings us to a topic that many people try to avoid.
Oh, what's that?
Conflict.
Conflict.
Larry Bridgesmith,
Okay.
executive director at Guardrail Technologies.
Mm-hmm.
He really challenges us to rethink our assumptions about conflict.
Okay.
He reminds us that conflict isn't always a bad thing.
Right.
In fact, it can be a catalyst for innovation and growth.
I like that.
He makes this surprising point.
Okay.
A lot of people go into law not because they love to argue,
Right.
but because they're fascinated by conflict management.
That's interesting.
They want to learn how to navigate those tricky situations and help people find common ground.
Okay.
It's about seeing conflict as an opportunity for problem solving, not a battle to be won or lost.
Exactly.
Larry emphasizes the difference between conflict management, which is proactive, and conflict resolution, which is reactive. But both require
a common set of skills.
What are those?
Communication, empathy, collaboration, problem solving, and respect.
It sounds like a lot, but it's actually quite simple.
It is, right.
And what's fascinating is that Larry points out the cost-effectiveness of investing in conflict competence for companies.
Yeah.
It's not just about avoiding lawsuits.
Right.
It's about creating a more harmonious and productive work environment.
Absolutely.
When conflict is handled well, it can lead to better decision-making, stronger relationships, and increased innovation.
For sure. Now, let's shift gears and talk about something essential in today's interconnected world.
Okay, what's that?
Promoting a culture of collaboration and inclusivity.
Very important.
Betty K.Y.L.O. brings up a great example from the world of BIM.
Right.
She reminds us that BIM, adopted globally, relies heavily on open BIM for seamless collaboration.
It's fascinating how open BIM acts as a universal language for construction.
Oh, yeah.
It allows people from different disciplines, backgrounds, even countries to work together seamlessly.
I love that.
And when we think about the big challenges facing the AEC industry, like climate change, collaboration becomes even more critical.
It does.
We need to be able to share knowledge, resources, expertise in order to find innovative solutions.
And Betty also connects this to real-world contracts.
Okay.
She mentions how the new engineering contract, or NEC, promotes mutual trust and cooperation.
Right.
Which aligns perfectly with BIM principles.
Of course, it's not just about technology.
Exactly.
It's about fostering a collaborative mindset from the very beginning of a project.
And let's not forget about the power of BIM platforms themselves.
Yeah.
They can help us analyze data manage projects more effectively and ultimately lead to better resource allocation and reduced risk. But those benefits only come when we embrace a collaborative approach to using those tools.
Right.
So Maulik Gangani takes this idea of diversity and runs with it.
All right.
He uses a beautiful analogy.
Oh, I love a good analogy.
He compares a diverse team to a vibrant tapestry.
Okay.
Where each thread adds unique beauty and strength.
I love that analogy.
Isn't that good?
It really captures how an inclusive culture allows individuals to bring their authentic selves to the table.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you create a team that's far more than just the sum of its parts.
Absolutely. He even challenges the listener.
He does.
To imagine the limitations of a team where everyone thinks alike.
Yeah, what would that even look like?
Right?
Diversity isn't just about being politically correct.
Exactly.
It's about fostering innovation and growth.
Yes.
When you have a team with diverse perspectives and experiences, you're more likely to come up with creative solutions and make better decisions.
So true. And Maulik raises a valuable point.
Okay.
About cultural awareness and sensitivity. It's about recognizing our own biases, being willing to learn from others, and building bridges across differences.
Love it. Now, next up.
Okay.
Daria Zimovets tackles a topic that I think can evoke very different reactions.
Ooh, what's that?
Meetings.
Meetings.
They can be soul-crushing time sucks.
Oh, yeah?
Or they can be powerful engines of collaboration.
True.
She emphasizes the critical role of facilitation in making that distinction.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think she hits the nail on the head.
Okay.
The facilitator is like a conductor guiding the orchestra to create a beautiful symphony.
I like that.
They set the tone, keep things moving, and ensure everyone has a chance to contribute.
For sure.
But effective facilitation requires more than just showing up and winging it.
Right.
Daria stresses the importance of pre-meeting preparation, defining those objectives, desired outcomes.
Yeah, like analyzing game film after a match.
Exactly.
Post-meeting evaluations help to continuously improve the process. She even recommends some great resources, like books and online platforms.
Oh, nice.
For those who want to level up their meeting game.
Yeah. Have you come across any resources?
I have.
That you found particularly helpful?
There's a book that I always recommend.
Okay, what is it?
Called Death by Meeting by Patrick Lencioni.
Death by Meeting. Okay.
It's a quick read.
All right.
But it really makes you think differently about how to structure and facilitate engaging meetings.
Okay.
There are also some fantastic online communities and resources that offer practical tips and templates.
Very helpful.
For running effective meetings.
Excellent. Now, let's talk about the framework that underpins so much of this collaboration standards. Paul Ransley dives into the standards landscape and its contribution to collaborative construction and asset management. He starts by debunking a common misconception.
What's that?
Collaboration doesn't just happen magically. It needs to be actively designed and nurtured. He makes a really interesting comparison to gardening. You can't just scatter seeds and expect a beautiful garden to magically appear. You need to prepare the soil, plant the seeds carefully, water them regularly, and protect them from pests.
That's a good analogy.
Collaboration is the same way. It requires careful planning, ongoing attention, and a supportive environment to thrive.
And Paul explains how standards like ISO 19650 provide that roadmap for collaborative working practices in the AEC industry.
It's like having a shared language.
Exactly.
And a set of best practices that everyone can follow, ensuring we're all on the same page and working towards the same goals.
I especially appreciate how he connects this to the Agile movement.
Agile,
Remember that emphasis on face-to-face conversations and customer collaboration? Those are core principles of Agile, and they align perfectly with what we're talking about here.
And Agile teams are often self-organizing and self-directing, which challenges those traditional hierarchies we often see in the AEC world.
For sure.
Could we adopt more of those Agile principles in construction?
That's a good question.
It's a thought-provoking question.
It is.
That Paul leaves us with.
And he encourages listeners.
He does.
To share their own collaborative working practices in the comments section. Creating a communal toolbox of ideas.
I love that collaborative spirit.
Now, before we wrap up part 1 of our deep dive. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on what we've explored so far. We've heard from 5 different BIM Heroes community members.
We have.
Each offering a unique perspective on team building and collaboration.
So we've talked about the importance of understanding team dynamics, the power of diversity, the need for clear communication, and the surprising benefits of conflict.
And we've explored how standards like ISO 19650 and principles from the Agile movement can help us create more collaborative and effective workflows.
Oh, it's to think about.
There's a lot to unpack here, so take a moment to jot down. Any thoughts or questions that have come up for you? We'll be back in part 2 to delve even deeper into these ideas.
Sounds good.
And explore how they connect back to those enduring principles of leadership.
Looking forward to it. Welcome back to our deep dive into team building and collaboration. It's time to shift our focus to Ralph Montague's summary of week 6. As the founder of the BIM Hero community, he's got a fantastic grasp of what makes teams tick.
He does.
Especially in the AEC world.
What I find fascinating is how Ralph takes all these key takeaways. Remember Nicoleta on team development? Vishal on building those teams, Larry's insights on conflict, and weaves them into what he calls the enduring principles of leadership. It's like he's giving us a blueprint for building a high-performing team.
I'm intrigued. Can you break down these principles for us?
I can.
How do they connect to what we've been discussing about team building and collaboration?
So he starts with visionary. Leaders who truly understand team dynamics, recognize the importance of a shared vision. They can communicate that vision effectively, get everyone on the same page, and working toward a common goal.
It's like having a compass, right? Keeps everyone moving in the same direction, even when the path gets a little rocky.
What happens when a team lacks that shared vision?
Ooh, good question.
It's like a ship without a rudder.
They
might have all the right skills and resources, but they'll end up drifting aimlessly.
Makes perfect sense. So what's the next principle on Ralph's list?
Next up is inspirational. Which ties beautifully into what we were discussing about conflict resolution. Leaders who can effectively navigate conflict. Actually inspire their teams to view disagreements as opportunities for growth and innovation.
That's such a powerful shift in perspective.
It is.
It transforms the way we approach disagreements, encouraging us to embrace those moments as catalysts for creativity and progress
It's a game changer, isn't it?
It is.
It also connects to building a collaborative and inclusive environment.
Okay.
When team members feel valued and heard,
right,
they're more likely to engage and contribute their best work.
Absolutely.
Speaking of creating an environment where everyone feels valued,
Yes.
that brings us to authentic.
Authentic.
Right?
Right.
Leaders who genuinely embrace diversity and recognize the unique contributions of each team member.
Right.
Build a foundation of trust and openness.
Authenticity is key.
It is.
It's about creating a space
Yeah.
where people can bring their whole selves to the table
Right.
without feeling the need to mask who they are or what they believe. It's in that space that true innovation flourishes.
For sure. Now, the principle of dynamic really resonated with me.
Okay.
It's about being adaptable, resilient, and agile.
Didn't Ralph connect this to effective facilitation
He did.
and meeting management?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Leaders who embody this principle view even meetings
Right.
as opportunities to cultivate a culture of continuous improvement.
That's interesting.
They encourage dialogue,
Uh-huh.
ensure everyone is aligned with the shared vision,
Okay.
and promote ongoing learning and growth.
It's about constantly seeking ways to improve,
Yes.
asking questions like, how can we do this better?
Right.
And it goes beyond just asking the question.
Right.
It's about creating an environment where the team feels empowered
Yeah.
to find the answers.
I completely agree. And finally, we have the principle of balance.
Balance. Okay.
It's about finding that sweet spot between leading and listening,
Right.
directing and delegating,
Okay.
unity and diversity.
I see it as creating that circle of safety that Simon Sinek talks about, where people feel safe to take risks and share their ideas,
Right.
while also pushing each other to think critically
Yeah.
and step outside their comfort zones.
Ralph's summary is brilliant. He seamlessly connects these insights and demonstrates how they relate to these timeless principles of leadership.
Right.
It highlights how team building and collaboration go far beyond checking off boxes
Yeah.
or following a script.
It's not a checklist.
They demand a deep understanding of human dynamics and a commitment to fostering a culture where everyone can flourish.
It's about creating an environment where individuals can thrive both personally and professionally.
Couldn't agree more. And remember, this was just a glimpse
Right.
into the incredible knowledge shared within the BIM Heroes community during week 6.
We encourage you to visit www.bimhero.io
Yes.
to explore the full articles and join the conversation.
It's completely free, and you'll connect with a passionate community of AEC professionals
Absolutely.
who are all on this exciting journey of leadership development together.
Exactly. What are your final thoughts before we move on to part 3?
This deep dive into team building and collaboration has been enlightening.
It has.
We've covered so much ground,
We have.
from exploring the stages of team development to understanding the power of a shared vision
Right.
and the importance of embracing conflict.
So crucial.
We've seen how crucial clear communication and a culture of trust are for building high-performing teams.
Absolutely.
And we've learned how standards like ISO 19650 and principles from the Agile movement can transform the way we work together in the AEC world.
But there's one crucial question
What's that?
we still need to address.
Okay.
How do we apply these insights to our own lives and careers?
That's a great point.
We've been discussing these concepts on a theoretical level.
Right.
But what does it look like to actually put them into practice?
Okay.
How can we become more effective team members,
Yeah.
leaders, and collaborators?
That's precisely what we'll explore in part 3.
Right.
We'll shift our focus from the what to the how.
Sounds good.
We'll offer practical tips, actionable strategies,
Okay.
and real-world examples to help you translate these insights into tangible results.
So grab another cup of coffee.
Yes.
Gather your thoughts.
All right.
And get ready to dive into the practical application of all these incredible ideas.
Sounds good.
We'll see you back here for the final part of our deep dive.
All right. We're back for the final part
3.
of our deep dive into team building and collaboration.
Okay.
We've explored a lot of fascinating ideas. From understanding those different stages of team development to the impact of a shared vision.
Right.
And even learn to embrace conflict as a potential catalyst for growth.
It's been quite a journey.
But
Yeah.
let's shift gears and get practical.
All right, let's do it.
It's time to take all this amazing knowledge we've gathered and figure out how to actually apply it in our own lives and careers.
How can we become better team members, more effective leaders, and more skillful collaborators?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
And while there's no one-size-fits-all answer, there are definitely some actionable takeaways we can glean from all these brilliant insights.
So one of the things that really stood out to me was the importance of self-awareness. Both as individuals and as teams. Think back to Tuckman's stages of development. Where does your team currently sit on that spectrum?
That's a good question.
Are you in the forming stage still getting to know each other? Or are you navigating the choppy waters of storming, where those conflicts and disagreements tend to surface?
Recognizing where your team is on that journey can really help you tailor your approach and make more informed decisions.
Exactly.
If you're in that storming phase, for example, you might need to focus on creating a safe space for healthy debate, while also setting clear boundaries and guidelines for communication.
And once you have a sense of where your team is, you can start to apply those enduring principles of leadership that Ralph Montague outlined.
Are you being visionary, inspirational?
Authentic, dynamic, and balanced.
In your interactions with your team members.
Those principles aren't just buzzwords. They're actionable behaviors that can really shift the dynamics within a team.
Let's take inspirational as an example. Think about how you approach conflict. Are you viewing disagreements as roadblocks? Or are you seeing them as opportunities for growth and innovation? How can you inspire your team to embrace those moments of friction and turn them into something positive?
It's a mindset shift, isn't it?
It is.
Instead of shutting down conflict.
We need to learn how to channel that energy productively.
And remember that beautiful analogy of the tapestry?
The tapestry,
Each thread, each individual on the team adds something unique and valuable to the overall picture. Embracing diversity isn't just about being politically correct.
Exactly.
It's about unlocking the full potential of your team.
And diversity isn't just about demographics. It's about diversity of thought, experience, and perspective. When you have a team with a wide range of viewpoints, you're more likely to come up with creative solutions and avoid those blind spots that can lead to costly mistakes.
Now, we've talked a lot about leadership.
We have.
But what about those of us who aren't in formal leadership positions?
Right.
How can we be better team members and contribute to a more collaborative and effective work environment?
That's a great question.
One of the most important things you can do, regardless of your position, is to be a good communicator. Communication is key.
It is.
Make sure you're actively listening to your colleagues. Clearly expressing your own ideas and being respectful of different perspectives.
And don't be afraid to ask questions. If something isn't clear or if you have a different viewpoint, speak up. Constructive dialogue is essential for any team to function effectively.
I love that point about constructive dialogue. It's not about complaining or pointing fingers. It's about approaching those conversations with a solution-oriented mindset.
Absolutely.
And a willingness to collaborate.
And let's not forget about the importance of continuous learning and improvement.
Continuous learning,
We've touched on some amazing resources throughout this deep dive. Books, online platforms, and even the BIM Heroes community itself.
Take advantage of those resources.
Absolutely. There's always something new to learn.
Always.
Especially in a field as dynamic and ever-evolving as the AEC industry.
For sure. And remember, you're not alone on this journey.
You're not.
Connect with other professionals. Share your experiences and learn from each other.
The BIM Heroes community is a fantastic resource for that.
It is.
It's a supportive and collaborative space where you can connect with like-minded individuals, get advice, and share best practices.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into team building and collaboration, I hope you're feeling energized and equipped to go out and make a real difference in your own teams and organizations.
Remember those key takeaways.
What were they again?
Self-awareness, those enduring principles of leadership,
right?
The power of diversity, and the importance of clear communication and continuous learning.
And don't forget, collaboration isn't just about getting the job done.
It's not.
It's about creating a work environment where everyone feels valued, respected, and inspired to contribute their best work.
Absolutely.
When we approach teamwork with that mindset, we can achieve amazing things together.
This has been a fantastic exploration of team building and collaboration.
It has.
And a great way to wrap up week 6 of our leadership development program.
If you're not already part of this amazing community, head over to www.bimhero.io and join us.
It's completely free.
It is.
And you'll have access to all the resources we mentioned, plus a supportive network of AEC professionals who are passionate about leadership and collaboration.
And don't forget to subscribe to BIM Heroes Radio on YouTube and Spotify so you don't miss out on future episodes.
We've got some amazing guests and topics lined up.
We do.
And we can't wait to share them with you.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time.
Yeah.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep building those amazing teams.